Hello guys and dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing one of the world's biggest hoaxes. How could two little girls from Cottingley, England make the world believe in the unbelievable? Fairies. On a sunny July afternoon in 1917, two cousins, Elsie Wright, 9, and Frances Griffiths, 16, explored the garden and stream behind the Wright home near Cottingley Beck. Upon coming home and receiving a tongue lashing for being dirty, the 9 and 16-year-old girls did what they did best and created a fanciful story of frolicking in the meadows with fairies and friendly gnomes. As parents do, they scolded the girls, but the two were determined to bring new life to their own fairy tale. To prove to their parents that they had actually seen what they seen, Elsie, who was an amateur photographer herself, borrowed her father's camera, and the girls took back off towards the garden. Later that night, after developing the photo in her father's darkroom, they showed the parents their findings. Still skeptical, Elsie's father discouraged the talk of fairies, but it was too late. The event had planted a seed of curiosity in the mind of both the girls and Elsie's mother. In September that same year, the two girls went back out to see if they could recreate the photo again. But what they didn't foresee was the uproar that their photographs would cause. When Elsie's mother saw the second set of photos, she became convinced that what they had seen was real. You see, Polly Wright was part of the Theosophical movement happening at the time and believed that this was proof of changes happening in their world. At the next meeting for the Theosophical Society, Polly brought the photographs Elsie and Frances took, and they were praised by the congregation, including one of the leading members, Edward Gardner. He even claimed that the two images were supernatural proof that great metaphysical changes were happening. He then spoke with and commissioned the girls to take plenty more portraits, seeing as though they said that they had seen them every time. He gave each girl a camera, and they produced 5 photographs of undoubtable evidence in his eyes of fairies. In 1919, the photographs were examined by a photographic expert named Harold Snelling, who confirmed that it was an authentic image of what was in front of the camera, and was given the rights to use the images in his lectures. The photographs were even so popular that another spiritualism believer, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, was given permission to write a piece on fairies using their images in the Christmas edition of The Strand magazine in 1920. He later wrote a whole book about his experience with the girls in a book called The Coming of the Fairies in 1922. The popularity of the Cottingley fairies unfortunately began to die down after 1921, but the girls remained steadfast that the photographs were real until the 1980s. It is believed that they were able to recreate the fairies based on the images from the 1914 book, Princess Mary's Gift Book, and the girls added wings with hat pins. Most definitely an ingenious way, to say the least. Both girls grew and married and had children and passed in the late 80s, and in 1997, the movie Fairy Tale: A True Story was based on the tale, and many people still believe these photos are real to this day. In 1998, prints of the photos and the first edition of The Coming of the Fairies was sold at an auction in London for £21,620, or $28,702 US. And the same year, prints, cameras, Elsie's watercolor paintings of fairies, and the letter from Elsie admitting the hoax was sold to the National Museum of Film, Photography, and Television in Bradford, now the National Science and Media Museum. Fairies have always been one of the most renowned supernatural creatures for good reason. There's proof of them for almost every culture and belief, and myths a mile long. Whether you know them as the beautiful, sweet Tinkerbell or the vengeful trickster, you cannot deny the presence in the media and culture. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think fairies are real or not? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah! Bye.